tonight when you were giving your promo, and
it wasn't a promo. They gave me other things to say. I didn't fucking say it.
Oh really?
That's the thing. It's not a fucking promo. It's not an act. I'm not going out there and doing their fucking act anymore. They can say it's part of the act to kind of try to save face to everybody else, but it's not an act. I'm going out there, I'm doing whatever the hell I want, and they can explain it away however they want, but fuck them. Everybody, WWE Universe included. I meant that I'm going to disrespect the sport that they all love so much. Oh, don't break kayfabe, Ronda. Wrestling's, it's scripted, it's made up, it's not real. None of those bitches can fucking touch me. The end.
I would have never heard Bret Hart speak like that back in the day.
No, you wouldn't hear a champion speak about that.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's completely disrespectful. I think it's completely stupid. And she came in, was handed everything, got to wrestle the best of the best on all the pay-per-views, got on the cover of everything, every poster, every DVD, got all the press opportunities, and she is crying in her kitchen about a part-time schedule because she cannot make breakfast for her husband. And yet that is the same woman who disrespects our business when the rest of us are out working 52 weeks a year, hopefully one day to main event WrestleMania. She is handed that opportunity. How dare she disrespect my business? And how dare she get to hold my championship in my business?
And this is A&B Convo's Wrestling Edition.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? You are witnessing history in the making. Oh, hell yeah! That might have been a bit of an overreach.
What's history in the making?
A&B Convo's Wrestling Edition is in... Well, yeah, I'm trying to bump.
Oh, hey, we're history. Go ahead, baby. Bump it.
I'm trying to
I thought I missed an announcement. I was like, what?
Trying to get us hype, hey.
I got all excited for nothing.
Here's the deal. Before we give our shouts, before we say hello to everybody, we pretty much wanted to remind people the reason that we talk so much crap about Ronda Rousey. All right? For those who do not remember, she spit in the face of this business. She has guaranteed us that she is going to crap in a box, present this box to the WWE Universe, and give us a guaranteed piece of crap. That is Ronda Rousey. That is why I will never be on the Rousey train. That is why WWE needs to get off of the teat. I said it. Stop sucking on the teat around the freaking Rousey.
I wonder what are they, okay. I don't know in what other world you could talk about your job like that and not lose your job. But I'm wondering how much do they think she brings them in that they want to continue to have her here? What's being sold out because of Ronda? Is her merch selling out? Like, somebody tell me, because we've been there live. People don't care about her like they care about LA Knight more than they care about her.
LA Knight, yeah. Do they care about Ronda Rousey? Nah.
Nah. Hey.
Goodbye. So we will get into that. Drew McIntyre has gone black. And I'm going to tell you right now, once you go black, baby, you never go back. I can say that.
No argument.
Well, you can say that because you did go black. We're not getting into the race thing. First and foremost, we want to go ahead and acknowledge the first person in line with the fast pass. Right out the gate, Kyle Fisher. We acknowledge you.
You are acknowledged.
Welcome to the program. And of course, we got one of the OGs here, the Nation of Domination. That's what I'm talking about. And we got an OG who is an OG member as well, Sophie Dopey.
OG, triple OG.
What's going on, Sophie Dopey? Good to see you. We got Quante and more in the house. Oh, man, you went to prom. What?
Hey, that's awesome.
Didn't have a day. If you want to see my pictures, we will check it out. Hey, man.
Of course. That's so
as long
awesome.
as you had fun.
Yeah.
As long as you had fun. You know, I went to junior prom. I had a date. I didn't go to senior prom because by that point, not only did I not have a date, I was pretty much sick of everybody. And I just wanted to be out. But I did have a high school reunion last year. I think it was last year. Met up with some old people, and it was actually really nice
To show off your woman.
to show off, you know, my trophy wife right here,
What contest did
this
you
24-inch pythons, brother, because I was running wild all over that reunion, dude. I had to remind everybody who just was the largest arms in the world, brother. Not back then, but now in comparison too. But ultimately, it was good to see most of the people that were there because there were people I didn't remember, I didn't interact with. But I'm saying all that to say, Quantavian, we hope you enjoyed it. And we hope that in some years to come, you'll be able to look back on this with some fondness. So I'm glad you had a good time.
Absolutely, Quantavian.
What up, Zay? Good to see you in here. Of course, Jedi Knight 88. We acknowledge you. What's going down? Rashawn Spiller. We got a member right there.
Sean, welcome.
It's good to see if we got the members in here. Rickety. What's going on, Rickety? Junior Dugan. Hey, man.
Junior.
What's going on? Good to see you as well. Who else we have in the house? We got to say hi to. We got some people in here. And also, please be sure to smash it, rack it, stack it, Roman it.
Smash. Right.
Okay, you do not a little too.
Stack.
No, family show. Although the opening had the warning, because this is a family show, we generally do not do the whole, blue cussing up a storm. It's just not our stilo. But I really
That don't mean you can't get cussed out.
wanted to make sure that we hit home with the fact that Ronda Rousey, how she feels about this business,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in it for a paycheck.
She has no respect.
No respect. And pro wrestling, the number one rule is what?
Respect the business.
Respect the business. And she doesn't. So I don't respect her and I'm sick of her, quite frankly. What up, Jody Bennett? Woo! What's going down, Jody? Good to see you in here as well. We got Jeffrey Reimer. What's up?
Jeffrey.
What's up?
It's Joffrey, isn't it? Joffrey.
I'm pretty sure it's Jeffrey.
Joffrey.
Is it Joffrey or Jeffrey?
That's Joffrey.
But I want to make sure we're looking good and sounding good. So we also want to apologize. We had a power outage the last time
How
we
are we
went
gonna
live.
apologize for a power outage?
We had a power outage the
We
last
were
time we
power
went live. It wasn't our fault.
Wasn't our fault.
All
We
right.
still feel bad.
We still feel bad. So we were going through some technical stuff earlier. Just want to make sure that things were as tight and as right as possible. So I think we're going to be okay. I hope we are. Like always, we won't take up too much of your time. There's some things we want to get off our chest because we missed y'all. We've had a chance to talk with y'all live all week. It'll be interesting to see how they are going to do a pay-per-view where every championship is on the line. Yeah, interesting stuff we do. What about Night of Champions? I don't know if you saw, but they were supposed to have the king and queen in the ring. They did away with that.
Well, yeah.
And instead are making Night of Champions.
Mm.
My question is, will they incorporate king and queen of the ring into Night of Champions, or is it just eliminated altogether?
I mean, how could they bring it back? That wouldn't even be fair to Xavier and Zelina.
I want to find a way. I don't know how, but probably the crown that I loved the most was the Macho King's crown, because it was very unique, and I think I just want to wear that crown during Night of Champions. If they don't do the king or queen of the ring, out of protest. So we're going to get a scepter We're gonna get a crown and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Marie Soprano, how are you?
Hey, Mari.
We got Richie Bailey. What's good, Richie Bailey?
What's good?
It's good to see you in here. Thank you for joining us.
Wait a minute, Richie Bailey. Did you go to Raw Live? Because I feel like you weren't there, and I had remembered you saying you was going to be there live. We were looking behind the announce desk, but I might have my nights mixed up.
We were looking. Wesley Franklin, good to see you
Wesley.
here, Wesley. How are you, buddy? Thank you very much for being here.
Hey, Three Kings in the house.
You already know. That's one of the members right there. We appreciate that, man. We got some people in here. Anthony, what's going down? Yes, sir.
Hey, Anthony.
And Rickety, I like Rickety says right here, folks, smash it.
Smash.
We say that, everybody says it because it helps all the YouTubers be recommended. YouTube has this thing called an algorithm. So the more you like it, the more we get out there to the people. So
and the more our channel grows, the more time we can spend with you guys.
We're trying to do it.
We're trying.
You want to super chat something, but you don't know what. Well, I see a super chat, which I'm trying to get to, so you might have done it.
Mm-hmm.
I might have done it. I got it A&B about Raw in Seattle last week. Was so much fun. Richard Bailey, where were you sitting?
He did go. Yeah, okay.
You said you were behind the announcement, but we were looking for you. We didn't see a sign. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we actually thought, I thought that he said he was going to be behind the announce table, but we couldn't. They didn't really show the announce table that much.
Yeah, see, we were looking for you. We want to feature you on the show. I think Triple H has full creative control. Yeah, I read about that alleged supposed communique, if you will, from Vince to the WWE staff that Triple H is the, all-encompassing creative god, if you will.
That was his response to everyone saying fire Vince?
That Raw sucked.
But I'm saying, so then their show got what's that called? Where it was spammed, right? With Fire Vince, Fire Vince.
It was, I think, the bump.
Yeah. So that was so Vince's reaction was, okay, now we got to clean this up. I'm not touching nothing.
I don't buy it.
No, I don't buy it either. He's just trying to quiet the storm.
Okay, my man is an egomaniac of epic proportions.
But Triple H has more power than he realizes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H got the WWE universe in his hands. All he got to do is say how high. We'll jump. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, we are so... Like, the worst thing that could happen is that Vince interferes so much that Triple H goes away. I would have zero, any kind of hopes for the WWE at that point.
I mean, no. Don't even scare me like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't even scare me like that. I can't even hear it. We got Neptune X right here. Yeah!
What's up, Neptune?
What's going on, Neptune X? Good to see you, buddy. So, just a couple more shouts, and let's just talk, man. Let's just talk, because testify, Becky Lynch, testify. Yes!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, y'all saw, or at least heard, y'all saw and heard Ronda Rousey just, pardon my language, pissing all over pro wrestling.
And it's all about the pride, because her whole point, to sum it all up, was none of these bitches can touch me.
No, it's okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah, but you don't.
But you already put the disclaimer. None of these birches can touch me. And the thing is, the thing is that we already knew you came from UFC. We already know that when you got beat up at UFC, you went away with your tail tucked between your legs. You were so mad. You were so mad when you got beat. Like there was no kind of good sport. You were so mad. And I'll never forget that. I was like, she is not a good sport. Like, she doesn't want anyone else to succeed or get over. It was all about her.
Yeah.
So in a business where you're supposed to help put people over, at this point that they take the title and tell her to give it to someone else, I don't think she even likes the idea of pretending to lose.
Yeah.
And I think that her ego won't allow her to not tell everybody, I could beat all them, right? Like...
Oh, man, hold on now. Wait a minute. You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, B is all elite. My goodness. What is going on here?
Oh, and we're going to see them
Well, turncoat.
in person
Yeah, we are.
next month. And it will be our first time because they don't usually come out this way. I think they came out this way one other time, but by the time it just didn't mix up with what we had going on. But this time we were able to plan in advance. So they're going to Vegas.
Yep.
And we will be attending their show in Vegas. We're taking y'all along for the ride.
We're excited about that. We are very excited about that.
Mhm.
We are finally going to be able to sing a couple of songs. I become, man. Judas in my mind. Yeah, that was their song for a while. What up, Devontae Jackson? Good to see you. We love you too, Richie Bailey.
That was my song for a while.
Christian Thomas, we in here, and of course,
Hey, Christian Thomas. Just
gentlemen.
Alex.
pull the brake. Pull the brakes
Whiplash.
on this train here. I did not mean to give B whiplash, but you already know. And if you don't, now you know. Just Alex of Alex's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Number one in the category, and we number two, but we catching up. In the YouTube review, wrestling, reaction, everything here. Brother Alex, we appreciate you so much.
It's family love. It's family.
Thank you very much. We in here like this video.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about some things, man. Let's talk about some things. First
It's
and
been a minute
foremost,
since I've seen Christian Thomas. I feel like I haven't seen him in a few episodes.
yeah, we do have a few super chats I want to get to right here. First and foremost, Mr. Prano, thank you very much for being the first super chat of the night. And Circle Message. I know you guys don't like Rhonda. I know this. But I do, only because she's a good supporter of the American heritage and her amazing karate skills.
And on that front,
Facts.
good job. But she could do that outside of WWE.
Absolute facts. I cannot argue with that. And when she's doing that, when she's in that world, great. Great. I'm about humility. I'm about being humble. There's nothing wrong with being a little cocky if you can back it up. Rhonda had a fairly decent career in the UFC. She was a world champion. Cannot take that away from her. Last two fights she had, let's be perfectly honest. Okay? That ego got checked badly. She has some humble pie. And she still has the nerve to talk trash about a business that has welcomed her with open arms. The one thing in professional wrestling is respect. Respect the business, respect your pro wrestler. And she doesn't. But it's also very frustrating because the WWE, quite frankly, doesn't mind whoring people out. I said it. So long as they can make a buck. So I don't like the fact that they push her off on us. I don't even mind them pushing celebrities off like Logan Paul, so long as you can back it up and don't trash talk.
Oh, to give her, to make a whole situation where she gets to be in WrestleMania for no reason, where she didn't even earn a spot there, and then they didn't have her wrestle because she's injured, but still had her technically be the one to win the match. Beyond frustrating, because this fake business led to an injury, a real injury, I'm assuming, unless you're faking your injury. And they still just handing you stuff on a platter.
You know, it's like, I don't know if you guys remember this some years ago. There was a magician, a masked magician in like this black and gray mask that was giving away the magician's secrets. It was a show. I was mad at both the magician and the network that greenlit that. Because let me tell you, we've been to magic shows. In Los Angeles, they have a thing called the Magic Castle. It's in Hollywood. Obviously, more than likely, you're not involved with the dark arts. Okay?
Right.
So we know this is some trickery. We're fine with it. You always want to know how you did it, but you don't really want to know.
No.
So the thing about
Ruin the
pro
whole
wrestling
show.
is we know what it is. Just shut up and let us enjoy the show. That's all. Let us enjoy the show. We're all grown folks in here watching grown folks do some wrestling. And that's part of the reason why we're also going to talk about the women's division. why we're so hard on the women's division. We don't pretend to be pro wrestlers. We don't pretend to write for pro wrestling. We don't know what it's like to be on the road 300 days out of the year. So do not mistake us for thinking that. However, we do know what good storytelling is. We can look at something and go, that was some really bad, horrible special effects. We can see. So if you're phoning in your performance, like I think it was The Miz and Daniel Bryan when they were on Raw Talk, and Daniel Bryan said to The Miz, I think you're a coward because you're afraid to get hit. Now, I don't really care if that was a shoot or not. I don't really care if things got real or not. I don't care. He had a point.
I think knowing him, I think knowing who he is and seeing him there now, who he is, I think that was real.
I'm not saying,
Yeah.
and I've said this before, you can't go 100 miles an hour on every show. You're on the road all the time. I understand this. You got to save some in the tank for down the road. Totally understandable. What I'm talking about, predominantly if it's televised, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, or a televised pay-per-view event.
Right.
This is the time you are a pro wrestler. You are not a brand. If you're going to get a little knot on your forehead, suck it up.
Right.
Finn Balor had his wig split open.
Still insisted on finishing the match.
Finished the match. Had what, 14 staples put in his head? We don't want to see anybody get seriously hurt like Joey Mercury when he had the ladder and his face just exploded. Don't want to see that.
That was so awful. Oh,
that's
that
not
was
what I'm
so
talking
awful.
about. Not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is take the hit. Actually connect. Don't be in here fooling around. I understand nobody wants a dusty head, forehead with some real headbutts, baby. Like Jimmy Superfly Snooker off the top of the cage slamming down on people. I understand that. Totally cool. But here's the deal. If you don't want to connect with the forehead, you're afraid of a concussion, afraid you might, then don't do the headbutt. That's it. It's very simple. Because I'm looking at you, you're hitting your thumb, if you're hitting your thumb at all.
Right.
You're doing nothing. And you're reminding me that what Ronda Rousey is saying is right. And that's a problem for me.
Yeah.
You are a pro wrestler. Sonya Deville used to have her moniker, put your hair up and square up. That's what I'm talking about. Get in this ring, take the hits, hit your opponent, take care of them. But at the end of that match, have the audience going, this is awesome. Ah, gosh.
That's not that hard.
It's really not. And it hurts. But I took it like a man. I'm gonna talk to you after this. But you see what I'm saying? We see way too many matches, especially in the women's division, where they're just in here fooling around. And I just don't understand why. The coordination is off. Nobody is talking. Nobody is. I don't know what's going on. I know things happen. Scripts get changed and last minute changes, and you may not have time to work it out with your opponent. Totally get it. Things happen. But far too often, especially with the women, it's rough. It's been really well, and both in AEW and WWE. I don't understand them. We're such proponents for them. But I know what needs to be done, and it's frustrating because I don't think it ever will be. And I don't know who we can possibly talk to get through to somebody to say, look at what we're looking at.
Y'all need to get Alondra Blaze in here to work on these ladies. That's who they need to get in there. Because, I mean, she was a badass.
Which, by the way, the finishing touches on that video is just about there. And you will see what she has to say about the women's division. Because this was a trailblazer. She took the hits. And she wasn't afraid to hit.
And there was times that she just got beat up for real. And she was like, okay, well, I learned what I could in that match. That's just,
This is why I like jazz so much.
They just turned into fights. She
Old
didn't
school
complain
jazz.
about it.
That's what I'm saying. You want to protect your opponent. I get this. But, dude, come on, man. I'm looking at these matches, and I'm just like, is this Dancing with the Wrestlers? Or what is this?
Hey, Dro Davidian, and hey, Roland Bird.
What's going on? Hey, 50
And
big boy.
hey, 50 big boy.
Yep. for the creative, which kind of funny when she benefited the most from WWE's creatives during her first go around. It's a fair point. Creative, especially on the Vince McMahon's banner, sucked. And that's why I get really frustrated with WWE. Because you've been in this game long enough. You got some decades up under your belt that you should know better. At this point, because we work in an industry where we will say to each other, I can't do your job for you. Like, you're coming in here with some experience. We trained you on how to do this job. And are you trying to tell me you've been in this job 40 years? 40 years? And I still got to tell you how to do your job? Something's not right.
True story.
It should not be this difficult to find people qualified to write stories for everybody. Everybody should have a storyline of some degree. You may not all get TV time every week, but eventually you will show up and something creative and interesting is going to happen. And this is the reason why I say the Attitude Era, creatively speaking, was probably the best for the WWE, because you were fighting for your existence. You didn't know if you were going to have a company tomorrow. So you came up with stuff to make sure that people tuned in. This was before the DVR era. You really needed, this is stuff you needed to catch. And you were flipping back and forth between WWE and WCW. Who's going to show up in WCW?
Well, you knew what was going to happen in WWE because WCW told you.
And that's what I'm saying. Out of necessity comes invention. Just like with COVID and the lockdown. Never before did companies think they could function in the way that they did until they were forced to do it. You had no choice.
And honestly, as awful as COVID was, the technical advance that we just did, like with everything, with Zoom, with learning how to do business online, learning how to do everything online. How many people who could now go on a business for themselves because they don't need a physical office? I mean, it really did change the world in many ways, but one of them was just a technological advance. And I think we learned a lot in the wrestling world too, because you really, there were some people that without that live crowd there, they couldn't sell. They couldn't figure it out. They needed that crowd and that energy. Then there were some, the Usos and New Day, they really were great with just acting like a whole bunch of people were watching them when they were talking to each other. And Miz and John Morrison, there was people who were like, okay, I'm good that it's just a camera without the crowd. But there was a lot of people who, without that crowd, they just couldn't do it. They couldn't do it.
And not everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. Not everybody is an improv person. But that's the thing about pro wrestling. You're sooner or later, you're going to be thrown into a situation where your opponent's going to get injured. Clearly, that wasn't part of the match. And you got to figure it out, just like we said earlier with Finn Balor.
And Snoop Dogg was like, what? Let me get back in the ring. You just hurt my homeboy? Let me get back in the ring and I'll finish this. And I was like,
it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but it worked.
No, it wasn't, but it was great. You just saw Snoop Dogg like, let me try and fix this. Let me, he did a good job of trying to really bring the attention away from what was going on.
Exactly.
And make it seem like it was all.
So kudos to him.
Kudos to you.
We couldn't
Snoop.
get the rock, so we got the pebble. He still got the people's elbow.
Which just shows
he did the whole thing.
We're not just hating on all celebrities who come into our business, because I know with Rhonda and with Logan, it kind of probably seems like that. But Snoop is in here just because he loves it. Bad Bunny's here because he loves it. If you're here because you love it, we usually love you.
And here's the thing.
And Rhonda came in saying she loved it and saying she was such a big fan.
Yeah, until
of
she got her feelings
Piper.
hurt.
But the thing is that she didn't realize she didn't just disrespect these people and us. She disrespected Rowdy Piper too. You're such a big fan of his and of this sport, supposedly, but you disrespected everybody, including that generation. The whole thing.
And you don't. The whole thing with kayfabe is still very much alive. Things have changed, but you don't tune into Monday Night Raw. You don't tune into AEW Dynamite. and see the guys cut a promo and go, hey, listen, so this is all nonsense. We're not really real. None of this is real. So we're just going to come out here and pretend a little bit.
We're going to go eat dinner together after the match.
And that's it. So, guys, enjoy the show, everybody. They don't do that.
Hey, Valhalla, how's the baby?
Don't do that. You don't do that.
No.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's still draped in kayfabe for a reason, because that's what pro wrestling is. So just let us enjoy it. So don't disrespect it with your words, and don't disrespect it by being lazy in the ring. Seriously, dude. You know, you're a wrestler. If you don't want to be, there's the door. There's catering.
We won't cry.
Somebody else will be more than happy to
We
take your spot.
won't even notice, actually.
We got Isaiah Smalls. Baby. What's going on, Isaiah? We got a super chat right here by Jake Thomas.
Thank you,
Jake. And I know we got some other chats we're going to get to. I'm going to try to get there. Thank you for the super chat, Jake. Question: who should win Money in the Bank? I'm going with L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Oh, to be honest with you, I'm going with him too, just for the pure fact of how they reacted to him when we were at the last SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He is over. And I think that he would be the perfect person to walk around with that.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I'm not usually one to fast track somebody who just came up from NXT.
No.
But he was great in NXT. He's been great on the main roster.
I didn't think nothing of him in NXT. I guess that was just me.
I think he's ready, though. I still feel in my heart Otis was robbed by The Miz. I will stand by that to this day. I still want him to become Money in the Bank winner.
He was. That was crazy. You gave him the briefcase and then lost it in a mock trial.
Oscar won. But yeah, he did this whole Miz thing, and then that just...
You can't just take someone's money in the bank away and decide to give it to someone else. That was one of the most messed up things.
So I still feel how I feel about that.
That's almost up there with the Lana through the table thing.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. What up, George Lowry? Joe Davidian Impact is better than the WWE right now because Nick Aldis is back on Impact. That's a bold statement, Drew.
That's a very bold statement.
That's a bold statement. You know, I like your question, Jedi Knight. Whatever's going on with Stephanie and her dad is it runs deep. Whatever's happening in that McMahon family is running deep.
Mm-hmm. And she will not put on a smile and play along anymore. And good for her. Good for her.
And I wish I knew, because I think she would do some good there. But this, again, goes to show you the ego of Vince. He doesn't even care so much about his own daughter, how she feels. The fact that she decided to just leave. She didn't want you there, and then she left.
That's how you know he's a classic narcissist. Because when the people who you love the most are saying that you're so toxic, they need to get away from you. The fact that you would not be like, oh my God, I should look in the mirror. What is going on in my own kids? You know what I mean? And instead you just double down. That's just narcissist 101.
I know there were some people that, again, were sucking on Vince's teeth, like Enzo Amore. You're not coming back here, bro. So,
hey, George Lowry.
Yeah, I said that. You didn't say it with me.
I didn't hear you.
Wow.
I said it with you?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
that's because you didn't say it with me.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
You know,
double the show.
She needs to. She should. We were at the Hall of Fame ceremony. She wasn't there with Triple H.
Everybody else's spouse was there.
Vince was behind. You know why? Because Vince was there.
Yeah.
Vince was backstage.
Even spouses even people whose spouses or significant other are from AEW were there. But Steph was not there. When you see Steph not come to something like this, because her dad was there, she didn't even show up. Huge statement. huge, very loud statement.
And I'll talk about huge right now. A lot of people are talking about this. We've got a super chat right here by our super chat champion. A lot of people are talking. It's huge. It's fantastic. One of the biggest super chats in the world. Let's get to it right now. Richie Bailey. Richie Bailey is here. It's huge. Thank you, Richie Bailey. We appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I was in a rush heading to the show. Couldn't make a sign, but was hoping you'd see me in my Dusty Rose yellow polka dot jacket. Let me say, my Dusty Rose yellow polka dot jacket, baby.
I wish we didn't know because we sure were looking for you.
Probably can see me looking back because I'm dark as hell. You know, dark as hell. See the teeth, see the whites of your eyes, baby. I can say it. I can say it. You can't say that. I can say it.
First of all, I was thinking, if you're dark and you had a yellow jacket, that probably would have helped us look for you when we were out trying to look for you.
All right, but now we're going to look for you. Now we're going to, I want to be over here with some binoculars at the TV.
I'm glad that you had a good time.
Yes, sir. What up, Rashawn Spiller? Good to see you. Sophie Dovey with a super chat right here. Thank you, OG.
Thanks, Self-Adobe.
Circle message. Team Becky Lynch, Ronda could kick rocks. She felt some type of way about Becky Lynch talking when she was talking.
Well, wait a minute. That's not the same thing. What Becky Lynch said here today is completely right.
Yes.
What she was saying last time, I understand why you would say that for your man. I would feel the same way about you. But the reality is that that's not who's carrying WWE. That's such a strong statement. She ain't carrying WWE either. Neither one of them are. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. You're not. You don't have belts around your waist. You're not carrying them. Didn't she lose her belt?
She did.
Yeah, she's in a belt.
She's done a title. Never mind. Yeah. I'll tell you what I do want to see, though. I mean, congratulations to Raquel and Liv, but no disrespect to them. I think it's about time Sonya Deville gets some gold around that waist. So I'm pulling for Team Deville and Green.
I think most of the people in here know you well enough to already know that.
I don't know.
Am I right? Everyone knows how much you love Sonya.
We want to get on the show. Anybody that's packing heat just because she got in the glove compartment, get my vote. You get my vote. I mean, when she comes out and she puts her hands up, I'm looking to see, do I see the barrel of the gun come through that little gleam right there? Bing.
You won't let me walk around with a gun?
I most certainly will not. Just you will be killing some folk.
Yeah, I probably will.
We don't need that. Sophie Dopey, thank you very much for that super chat.
Thank you.
What else do we got here? We're just having a conversation with y'all today. We just talking. And thank you so much for joining us. We got a lot of people in here. Thank you guys. We want to engage. Tell us what you think.
Smash that like button. Smash it.
Just see Johnny Drip get a knockout. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, my man can get down with the get down, but he's not going to be disrespecting their world. So Ronda Rousey should not be disrespecting this one. When you step foot into it, you respect it. Put some respect on it.
I didn't see Johnny Drip get the knockout.
You didn't see it, no. That's we'll check it out afterwards.
Where was he?
He did a boxing match.
He did?
Yeah.
Is he done with wrestling?
No, I wouldn't say that.
And he knocked the dude out?
He won.
I love Johnny Drip. You know I do. I was so sad when he left.
What the hell was all this? All right, folks, we're going to get out of here.
Johnny.
We're going to go dark. Thank y'all for coming. Let me talk to you. The family show. Let me get to the super chat right here by the Three Kings right here. Three Kings. Woo-hoo. I go see WWE next month. Oh, waiting for AEW to come. Yes, indeed.
Awesome. Where are you going to see them at?
Please let us know. If it is televised, let us know what you're going to be wearing. If you got a sign, we guarantee you will make.
Feature you if you have a sign.
Yes, indeed. Of course, Mickey James' husband, CM Punk, is back in AEW. You know what, Jake? Well, let's switch gears for a second.
I heard that he wanted to come back.
Let's switch gears. I don't know if just Alex is still in here. Let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about CM Punk for a hot minute. CM Punk was in WWE. His notorious pipe bomb. He said some things I think hit home, really still hits home to this day. Goes over here to Oblivion. 7 years later, AEW is able to pull him back in. Gets injured a couple of times, has a media scrum, gets into a backstage tiff. Rumors are flying around. The EVPs are back, but no CM Punk. And now we hear CM Punk is saying he's ready to kiss up and make nice with everybody. Cool. As soon as he's healthy. Cool.
Why is he not healthy?
Well, he was injured.
Again?
That's what I'm saying. He was injured a couple times.
He had come back off an injury, and he was there for what? 2 days?
He's injury prone.
So he came back and he fought 1 or 2 fights and got injured again?
He got injured again.
Why would you even bring somebody back who's just made of glass right now?
So do y'all care for CM Punk to come back? Do you care? Is this at this stage in the game?
Right. Not CM Punk of however long ago. CM Punk right now.
Because the thing for CM Punk for me, my man always had an ego. Now, I think we can all agree on that. He always had a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Just like Ronda.
All right. I don't necessarily mind if you have a chip on your shoulder so long as you can back it up. So my thing is with him, I don't love his in-ring style. I don't think he's fantastic, especially now. You know, he's older, obviously. Things have slowed down a little bit. He can still go. But I don't know. What I'm basically asking is, do you think CM Punk still has a lot to contribute to AEW? Or are they fine without him? And let's just keep this train moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Also, do you watch the AEW After Dark? That's what it's called, right?
Oh, no.
What's it
On the
called?
show. It's All
Yeah.
Access.
All Access. Oh, After Dark was the
That's their
WWE.
YouTube.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah, All Access, because I love it.
That's good. And the nice thing about that versus what like Total Divas was doing is they stay in the kayfabe. They stay behind the kayfabe curtain. You dig what I'm saying? And I like that. You're able to see stuff behind the scenes, talk about your real life, but still keep it pro wrestling. You know what I mean? I really like
we're
that.
not out shopping.
Like, okay, we're just gonna come in here, we're just gonna pretend to hate each other, then we're gonna go get some mimosas afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Mr. Marquet, you think Orton eventually is going to beat Reigns? I mean, I think Orton definitely has another title run. If he comes back healthy and is planning on sticking around for a while.
Yeah.
But I also want to see Edge get another title run before he retires. He was never beaten for the World Heavyweight Championship. He had to relinquish it. It just sucks that after 10 years, you're able to come back, get a little run, but you don't get some gold. At least, I don't know. I would love to say the United States Championship, but are they going to split the titles at some point? Will somebody be able to wrestle for the heavyweight or the universal? I don't know. You know, looking at that match which is a nice segue into Drew, Intercontinental match with Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus. I don't necessarily want to see Edge go against Gunther. You know, that's going to take 9 years off his career like that. Gunther don't play around.
Yeah.
But I actually want to know what's happening with Drew McIntyre right now.
Yeah.
My man has gone black.
I just need some inside something. I need to be a fly on that wall or something because I need some answers.
Why would she even say that on her YouTube channel? I don't know. I used to watch that Masked Magician show. Yes, Sophie Dovey, that's what I'm talking about. See, we're really far behind. But that's what I'm talking about.
We are really far behind.
And I know they said it under I just want to have my fellow magicians do better tricks.
Nah, man.
I get that. But you don't call them out and televise that. That's disrespecting the whole business. And that's why you had your face covered.
Right.
Facts. Facts. Jake Thomas with a super chat. Thank you very much. Jay.
Thank you.
Did you guys hear about AEW new show coming in June called Collision? Starring CM Punk. They are splitting the rosters kind of like a soft brand split. I heard a little something about it. I didn't really look into it. Interesting.
It's interesting that you're doing that instead of taking more time to figure out Ring of Honor.
Maybe that's part of it. Interesting.
Yeah, unless that's part of the Ring of Honor thing.
What up, Brandon Thomas? Thank you for that, Jake Thomas, for that super chat. Thank you for
Yes.
supporting us like that.
Appreciate it.
So let me try to get down to music. Saturday show wasn't bad. It was good for its time. Love watching it. Yeah. I'm going to try this incredibly hard as most sporting events happens on Saturdays. I know. I know. Showing selected. Yeah, you get that slap. I'm trying to catch up. Just Alex. Corey Gray said the women's tag team division isn't strong in this podcast. I hate to agree with Corey, but he's right. He is.
Yeah, they have some strong players, but overall the game is weak.
Yeah, and it's a shame because there are a lot of good. I'm gonna go with the minority here, and minority I mean literal minorities. Okay, still technically considered as such. If you're a minority in certain industries, it takes a lot for you to break into it. Okay, so if you're not, let's just say, a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, it not easy to break into certain industries, especially sports. And professional wrestling is one of them. If you look at the history of pro wrestling, there are people that get their shot, but it is what it is. When it comes to the women's division, the same. The women can wrestle. The women have a lot to offer. And there are plenty of women that want to wrestle. And it is 2023. Let me say that again. It's 2023, people. And we are still talking about women trying to get a fair shake in pro wrestling. What's wrong with this picture? We played the clip of Stephanie McMahon saying you're no longer going to be divas. You're now going to be WWE superstars. The men and the women, you're right here. And they had their little push. All Women's Evolution pay-per-view. You had some stuff. You finally give them a tag. And they had a tag team championship years ago. Would you finally bring out a women's tag team championship that they had to defend between all three brands? This was back when Nia Jax and Shayna were champions. So here you guys showing up on NXT. The men didn't have to do that. That's a fact.
Right.
So what does William Regal do? You know what? We're going to get our own set of women's tag team championships. Again, why did it take you that long to do so? But now they do. Why is there no mid-card championship like in AEW with the TBS champion Jade Cargill? What I'm saying is this. The women's division can be fire. Corey Graves is talking about, and we say it all the time, you're just throwing people together, making them a team, seeing it'll sink or swim.
That's true.
Who can Liv Morgan team with this week?
That's true.
And it's not right. I'm saying it starts not only with the women, but it starts with the training. It starts at the top. It's got to be in a complete package, a complete overhaul, and a complete pouring into this division to tell them, these women, that we take you seriously.
Right.
To tell us, the fans, that we take this seriously. We don't want the women's division to be a joke.
Right. No, absolutely. We want it to be successful.
And it's not fair that there are so many women on the roster that we just don't see every week.
Yeah.
Especially in a 3-hour show. This is what I'm saying. There needs to be an overhaul in the writing. Whoever is training these people, bring them back to the performance center. These stupid tells that you do. That you're wasting time, that you just hit me in my foot and yet I'm doing this. Stop it. We care about pro wrestling. That's why we do this show. That's why you guys are here. But you're showing us you don't give a darn.
Shirt. gotta catch up. They're still on my chop.
I'm catching up.
Okay.
Super chat right here by Richie Bailey. Thank you very much, Richie Bailey. I want to catch up.
We're trying to catch it.
Well, y'all forget to tell you guys, send some videos of Raw that night to your Instagram. Ooh.
Okay.
I don't think y'all saw them though. Okay, we're gonna check it out. We did not.
No, we'll go in there and look for them.
This past week has been a little tough for us. I did not have a good week last week. So we will catch up on that. Thank you very much.
Thank
We're excited to
you.
see this.
Yes, we are.
Now this is gonna help us pick you out. I hope we did the selfie in there.
See, absolutely.
So we can see. Thank you very much. So A had the hottest date at the reunion. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was some pretty ladies there.
Sure. But none prettier than you. Come on, girl. You know what? Let's
You're
get out of here.
biased.
Come on, girl. What? Okay. Xavier, what's going down? Thank you for that super
Thank
chat. We
you.
appreciate you very, very much. Thank y'all for super chatting
We
and
appreciate
supporting
it.
us like
No
this.
idea.
Circle message. I know WWE wants Roman to reach 1,000 days, but honestly, I'm tired of him as champion.
Okay.
He talked about Brock being part-time. So is he. We need a new champ, not a new chump.
You know what's funny is don't they all do that? Like it was like you know, when The Rock came back, John Cena talked mess about him being in Hollywood, being part-time. Now John Cena is the Hollywood part-timer. And then Roman said that about Brock, and now, like he said, Roman is a part-timer. And soon enough, Roman will be a Hollywood person, so he may only come back once in a blue moon.
We'll see.
And no, I'm just saying, like, it is interesting that oftentimes, this is what I found in life, you guys. Take some wisdom from me. Anytime in my life where I have felt like I had a right to completely judge somebody, because I would never do that. I also had not been in that situation. And as I've gone over more obstacles in life, and as more things have hit me and I've experienced more, I ended up doing some of those very same things that I was judging those people for. Because you don't know until you are in that situation, until you have walked in their shoes, until you've experienced something, what you're going to do. And so at that moment, John Cena's eyes weren't focused on Hollywood. They were focused on the WWE. But once Hollywood became a real viable option for him, he realized, oh, wait a minute. I think I wanted to explore this world too. So at the time, I'm sure he meant what he was saying. But not until you get that door open on you are you like, oh, hold up, it's shiny in there. Mm-hmm. I think I like what's in there. I'll go part-time. You can talk about me too. You know, I just think it's so easy for all of us to judge people that when we haven't been in their shoes.
Well, that's what we're saying about about pro wrestling in general. We're not pro wrestlers. We do not lace up the boots and get into this ring and know what it's like on the day in and day out of a pro wrestler.
The closest we get is having to sit here and do a show when one of us is not feeling good or in some pain, and we try to get through it the best we can and just kind of play it off, you know.
But we want to be respectful.
We're trying to give you a good show, right?
We have a good show. We want to be respectful, but we also say this and do this because we are hoping that the shows will improve and the shows will get better. Because I've said this before, I'll say it again. You don't do this for yourself. We don't do this for us. We do not record this just to watch it back in our living room.
Or we would just be in front of a mirror instead.
You know, so we realize it's our show. We do what we feel we need to do for the show, but we also acknowledge what you guys want to see and talk about. We have to. Otherwise, we will not have a successful channel.
Of course.
The WWE is the same thing. Movies are the same way. TV shows are the same way. Yes, you are the studio, you're the actor, whatever. But if you have a show or a movie that is not viewed by us,
Who
you
cares?
get canceled.
Who cares?
It bombs the box office.
Yeah.
And it's not because the producers didn't watch it, the other actors didn't watch it, the studios didn't watch it, we didn't watch it.
Right. And in any kind of entertainment, you always need to respect your audience. You need to respect your universe, because if you don't, they can excommunicate you. That's
and
it.
Here we are. That's why we all are in here. We watch something that we enjoy. And we're telling you what you just did right there sucks.
Right.
We can see you. And again, we got a camera. Sometimes the camera guy's in the ring.
These
some
days,
weird angles.
Yeah, these days I feel like I don't know what they're trying to do, if they're trying to change some things with the camera. Guys, first of all, they were very annoying when we were at SmackDown too. We see them, you see these stars trying so hard to not run into them, to not run over them, to not back into them. I mean, if I understand that you're looking at a camera, but you need to figure out how to use your other senses to see if you're in someone else's way. This is a live action show. So yeah, some of these cameramen, or maybe it's just this one new cameraman, I do not know.
Step aside, son.
Whatever they're doing, stop being in the way of the show.
Step aside. Didn't Liv just get a push that failed? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She went a little crazy, banging her head on the turnbuckle, and that just disappeared. And just speaking of which, Nikki Cross. She went from superhero to crazy girl again to, ooh, I don't have any friends.
Who is this?
Nikki.
Who?
Your favorite superstar.
Who?
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna say it.
Who?
No, I'm not gonna say it. That's your favorite. And then she disappears.
To be honest with you, the last match that she had with Doudrop, I enjoyed.
That's Piper Niven.
Piper Niven. I enjoyed what she did. I mean, the whole match was 15 and a half seconds, but her little crazy attacking her, like scratching her eyelashes off, like it was like you really. She's
capable.
I was like, oh, that was not. But it doesn't even matter. It wasn't even like. I feel like that whole match was less than 2 minutes.
But that's why I don't. If you're also showing us that you don't care by just haphazardly throwing people together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just get as many women in one match as possible, so you can't say we didn't like hit you on TV. We didn't give you airtime. No, what you did is you just threw us a bone. We have no story. There's no anything here, and we were out here for 3 minutes. It's a shame. A loves him some Sonya. Yeah. Look, her theme music is great. You can't deny that. When that screech hits, you pay attention.
Like Saved by the Bell screech.
Here's what I'm saying. We don't talk about him. Rest in peace,
My
Screech.
back is hurting. I'm sorry.
We're gonna end pretty soon, but your Titantron theme music is very, very important to your character.
Yup.
So you had this. What do they call Nia Jax? The unstoppable force, right? I'm not like most girls. I mean,
there was nothing scary or intimidating about that at all.
Nothing.
The words. I mean, if you want to take those words and put them on some scary track and have someone sing them in an intimidating way, maybe, but
nothing. Ronda Rousey, same way. It's a nice song, but you cannot call her the baddest woman on the planet and come out with that hopscotch song.
Yeah, it's a hopscotch song.
It's trash.
It's trash. It's absolute trash.
And it's like she walks as fast as that song is playing. She's just trying to. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Sonya Deville music, it matches. And when she came on NXT, she was hitting hard. She did good. I don't know what it is about NXT and the women versus main roster and the women. It's like night and day difference. Go back and watch old NXT. I'm talking black and gold NXT when it was dark in the arena.
You know what they should do instead of this Chelsea Sonya thing? Is they should have Sonya pop in on NXT when Jay, whatever her name is,
JC Jane?
When she's in a situation, have Sonya come in, and then you're like, what is she here to do? She goes to her defense. She's on her side. And it's like, man, come on. It takes her and then shows up at the roster, and that's her partner. Honoring Mandy Rose, bring her up. She's a great heel. Great heel. I think they'd be a great heel match.
I'd be good with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be good with that. I feel bad for Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is good in the ring. I don't mind her character, but they're bouncing her around too. I'm hoping this thing with Sonya will stick, but I don't know.
I felt bad last time we saw her because it was cold outside that restaurant and she was still in her dress. She didn't have a sweater or a jacket. It was cold. I wanted to offer her my jacket.
She didn't mind. She did not mind, man. She did not mind showing off. She showed up and showed off is what she
showed
did.
up and showed off.
Hang on. Got to pick Chelsea Sonya or she's gonna call your manager.
That's right, Karen.
That
is absolutely right.
Oh wow, Zay, you want to Simone Spike to Paul?
Oh,
That's not right. That could kill him. You think Impact is the GOAT, Dro? I can respect it. Okay, so tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw. We will be back here live for the last hour of Monday Night Raw. Trish Stratus turned heel. Obviously, everybody was saying that for the longest time. Finally happened. We got no explanation.
right.
Probably because they didn't have anything for her to say. I kind of liked it.
She just kept walking. They were like, we'll have to figure out why you did this later. Just keep walking.
But then Just Alex actually did a video talking about how Trish Stratus just really showed and highlighted the issues that are going on in the women's division right now, that you got to go back to the old school well.
And bring them out. And instead of writing the same storyline with someone there.
It's a shame. You know, you got to bring back people like her, people like Lita, people like the Glamazon to get these little runs.
And why not use those same ladies to instead train and bring up the women who are in the back and teach them? Each one of those ladies could be mentoring and teaching and training with these ladies to try to show them how to embody what they could do instead of you just having them do it. They need to pass the torch. Why wouldn't you just pay them to come back and mentor these ladies and help these ladies elevate so that they could have a storyline that we do care about?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We have two retired legends, let's be honest, involved in a major women's storyline right now. You have an entire roster of active women, and you're telling me you couldn't have written any of this for them? It's kind of crazy.
Okay, hold up. Alex, you're saying that they are doing a soft split just to keep CM Punk and the Elite apart? Now that's crazy. That's crazy. No. You CM Punk, no. I don't. Well-rounded Leo, AEW needs CM Punk because it's boring. If I don't really, I do not think AEW is boring.
Why does CM Punk hold as much power?
First of all, can I just
That's what I
give
wanna
MJF his props? Let me just give MJF his props. And well-rounded Leo, if you've ever seen me talk about MJF in the past, you will know that this is a really big deal. When MJF came out and did his thing where he was leading the band and singing and dancing and doing his thing for his celebration, he won me. He got over with me. Mm-hmm. And y'all know I was anti-MJF, but he got over with me. He, to me, has surpassed Punk on the level of you have the audience so into you, they cheer you, and then you remind them that they hate you. He does it every time. Yeah. And he'll have them eating out of his hands, and he'll be like, you're stupid. I don't really care about you. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. You're a heel. So at this point, he has earned my respect, and I think they're just fine without CM Punk because MJF has hit that level. And is Bryan Danielson really gone? Did he really?
Daniel. He's back.
Daniel
he's
Bryan,
now a heel.
He's back.
He's straight heel.
Okay, so he came back. I knew I missed it. I meant to ask you. I fall asleep sometimes.
But my thing is, hey Shayla, what's going on? Good to see you in here.
Hey Shayla.
No, MJF I think is an amazing heel. I don't know how he would. I know there's all this talk about his contract and whatever. It might seem to be. I don't know. I think AEW is a place for him. I think he's able to spread his wings in a really creative way for him and fly. I think he would be stifled creatively in the WWE.
He's going to WWE. It's been his
I'm
dream
not saying
since
he
was a
wouldn't.
child, but
I'm
I
saying
understand what you're
creatively
saying.
speaking,
I understand what you're saying.
you can do a lot. What he's doing right now in AEW, you can't do in WWE.
He'd have to be smart enough to write it into his contract.
Unless
I want
Endeavor
creative
changes.
control. What if he said in my contract, I want creative control over my
Again, if
character?
you can, there's what he's doing in AEW,
Uh-huh.
you cannot do in WWE right now. And I'm saying,
With their current
I'm saying
contract.
until Endeavor
changes
fully
it.
takes over, will it change to a TV 14 format or not? I don't know.
Mm.
I'm saying what he's everything he is and his acting and saying, that's a no-no in WWE.
Oh, that part. I thought you meant just the his character. You're saying how extreme he takes it.
Exactly.
I got you.
The press conferences afterwards, you can't come in front of Triple H and act like that. He's not Tony Khan. He's not going to sit there and let you. It's just. I'm
I
saying.
don't think MJF would do that to Triple H. I think that, like you said before, you know who you can do that to. CM Punk would know that he couldn't get away with that. Even if you did it with your pipe bomb, you didn't come back to work.
What I'm saying is
because
just like
they
in
were
NXT,
not Tony Khan.
This is what we like about you in NXT. Now you're on the main roster. We're going to dumb you down.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what we like about you here. You come over here. This is a no. This is a no. This is a no. This is a no. So all the stuff we liked about you.
Well, some of the stuff you're talking about, he could leave behind. I'd be fine with it. Sometimes he'll tell stories that are obnoxious and too much, and his language. I don't think any of that would water down the perform. Like I said, that performance he gave.
No, I'm not talking about the in ring. His wrestling is one thing. Everything else he does.
No, I'm
which is
talking
a part
about
of it.
that big musical performance and everything he did with singing and dancing. He could do that. Just because you can't cuss, or some people are cussing and flipping people off on WWE right now.
Well, they did a little bit,
Mr. Lesnar
and things
to
kind
do
of
whatever he
changed.
wants.
I don't really know what's happening there, quite frankly. I really don't. But getting back to just Alex's point, if that's true,
Mm-hmm.
that's a problem for me. CM Punk shouldn't hold that kind of power. As AEW was fine before CM Punk. Currently, AEW is fine without CM Punk. I'm not saying CM Punk couldn't add a little flavor to this dish, but the fact that you're seriously telling me the only way that you are going to bring him back is that you got to separate everybody.
Right.
Go to your corner. Go to your corner.
That's crazy.
I'm going to create a whole new brand just for you.
That's crazy.
I need Tony to grow a set. I need the EVPs to get over it. I need CM Punk to get over it. We're grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me y'all can't play nice?
Right.
That's crazy.
All right, we need to catch up again. Before we go, we need to catch up.
All right, but so there we go. Never
Just
caught
wanna
it. This
make
is super
sure.
chat.
Did
See, I'm trying to scroll.
Right there.
There's that one. I don't want to miss a super chat. See, we saw the hey y'all. Think it might have been that super chat right there with Rashawn. Yes, indeed, Rashawn Spiller. Appreciate that.
Thank
Super
you.
chat. Did you see where Paul said that Roman is getting sick of them, but he was looking at the Usos?
Ooh. I mean, they are really taking their time dismantling this. Like they did the Sammy thing a little too fast for you. What do you think about the pace of this?
I'm going to be honest with you. I really thought they were going to take this in a different direction because whatever was going on with Jay, it really seemed like something else was going to pop off. He was mentioning a she. We thought maybe it was Tamina, maybe it was somebody else. Like that happened a couple different times. And now that just seemed to kind of just gone away.
Right.
So he's just full on see, this is the thing I hate about WWE in their writing. They throw stuff out.
I think they changed the story.
Then they just drop it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they were going in a different direction and it was a rewrite.
But my thing is this
Who's rewriting stuff back there?
What I'm kind of getting tired of, and hear me out, love the fact that Sammy and KO are champions. Great. They earned it. But it's just at this point, we're just cutting promos. KO now has a busted leg from, the thing what happened backstage with Solo. You still have Jay backstage just kind of, doing this thing, looking, help me. I don't know what's going on. We got a rematch that's about to go down. And I got to be honest with you. Homeboy. I kind of want the Usos to win those titles again. I know it's been like, 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks since they won the championships. I'm kind of over it.
Me too.
I'm kind of over it.
Me too, man. They need to split the belts. They need at least one. They need at least one setback.
And is it just me? Or does KO not look like he's enjoying himself right now?
No, KO just seems like he's living out a prison sentence. I don't know. It's weird.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like he's got a thorn in his side that is just hurting him every time he's out there. He's just grimacing. Every time I look at him, I'm like, do you want to be here, bro? It looked like you were having more fun when you were not a champion.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like Sammy is just trying to come on, let's go, we're champions. Be the cheerleader. I'm not feeling this.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm not feeling this. Thank you, Rashawn. But I really want the Usos to just win these titles back. But I also, in regards to the Bloodline, I'm tired of them having all the gold because nobody else is getting a shot. I'm hoping for a shift, a split when the draft happens.
Yes, that would make sense. That would absolutely make sense.
Did you hear that Love is Blind live views? But I don't watch the show. Do not watch the show. I watch other shows. That's not one of them.
I think I watched maybe the first season. I don't think I finished the first season.
Seth versus The Miz. Okay. I mean, is that going to be the main event?
It was Trish. Jedi, for sure.
Well, interesting. They said what fun between Lita and Trish. This is later heel turn from Rich. There's the idea that both Lita and Trish are in on it. That nobody did anything to Lita. She's part of the heel turn.
With Trish.
Trish. And we'll get the drop on them. The behind the back kind of a thing. I'm saying, I don't know. That idea has been thrown out there.
Interesting.
We don't know. And it's fine. I'm hoping we get something, better than the Cody explanation for Brock attacking him. We got to get something of substance. It's more interesting than Punk. I mean, that's true. That is so true. So I want to make sure we get to these fine folks. Hey, Jaden Winchester, good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I agree, Rickety.
Can't drop F-bombs in the WWE. You should be dropping F-bombs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There should be, a couple of S-bombs here and there is fine, but come on. Have a little, there are kids in the audience. Have a little
also, it just, you kind of get to a level where you have more language than that. If you're just dropping F-bombs left and right, it kind of speaks to me to your ability to use the English language better. That is supposed to be reserved for an exclamation. You put a really serious explanation on it. So when you just be using it for everything, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It loses its flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's me.
Well, you're right. Well-rounded Leo, good to see you. Vince did play ball with people he wanted to play ball with, but there was a video I watched recently, and I forget who was saying this about Vince McMahon, but basically Vince McMahon's the kind of person where he's like, look, so long as I can still make money off of you, I'm going to use you. When you're no longer used to me, this is when I'm going to drop you.
Yeah.
So there were people who were way out of pocket back in the day. And he played ball with them because they put butts in the seats, made him a lot of money. But if you became more of a liability, more of a hindrance, you got fired. I mean, it happened. Happened in WCW. I just don't know if Tony Khan has got the testicular fortitude that Vince McMahon does in that regard.
So Tony Khan just needs to do what Vince did and just pull a Brett and just be like, oh, sure, you could win.
Here's the deal. I don't know what's in the contracts. I don't know what exactly is the deal with Tony and the EVPs, but here's what I do know. There's one guy at the top of the mountain, and that's Tony Khan. Just like in WWE, there's one guy at the top of the mountain, and that's Vince McMahon.
But you wouldn't, the EVPs are as much a part of that business being built up as Tony Khan and as Cody Rhodes. And so you wouldn't give CM Punk more respect within AEW than you would give them. You just would not do that. Because that is more so their business than it is his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying if I were Tony Khan,
Yeah.
I would drop a few expletives and tell him to knock this off.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to get down.
You want to be here, be a corona.
I expect to see you in the office. I expect to see you on AEW Dynamite next week.
Mm-hmm.
Click.
Yeah, keep your sodas and your snacks at home. No after scrum for you.
EVPs, knock it off. You're grown-ups.
They regret it. They have said they
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they
I don't want any issues.
They wouldn't continue.
Do whatever you got to
forward.
do.
This is their career. This is their livelihood. This is their company. I don't think you would have an issue with them
Or how about this?
in the future.
Let's settle the old-fashioned way. Back in the day with wrestling, it was fisticuffs. Hey, you want some of this? I'm going to go ahead and lay hands on you. Backstage. Let's do that in the ring. Non-sanctioned match. Let's get a little real here, gentlemen. You guys got something to say? Say it in the ring. Non-sanctioned.
That's a 2-on-1 situation, but you could just choose one brother.
And whatever. And then at the end, shake hands, dust it off, and let's move on with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Catch me in the ring. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Brock coming to answer Cody's challenge. Yeah, we'll see what Brock has to say. But see, this is another thing. We keep going back to the Brockwell. But let's talk about Drew, and then we'll get out of here. Drew McIntyre blacks out his Twitter, takes WWE out of his bio. My question to you, because there's a lot of speculation, is my man saying something about WWE creative and his character? Is he about to turn heel? Or is he about to jump ship?
The number 3 seems most obvious to me because number 2, you don't do that to go heel.
Well, remember when I think it was Medusa who was talking about you gotta, when you do your thing, also do it on social media as well.
He could be an ass. He could start fights with people on social media. Blacking it out and removing WWE from your bio doesn't seem like that's a kayfabe move at all. That seems like you're threatening them or you're done.
So you think this is more so him telling him I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Okay. What do y'all think about this right now? Tony just lets people walk all over. Yeah, he does. Tony controls stuff how he controls stuff, but for whatever reason, you saw it in that scrum with CM Punk. Nobody's talking over certain people if you don't let them. And Tony Khan does. And I don't know if Tony Khan has some kind of things going on with him mentally. I don't know. Maybe he's not a confrontational person. I don't know. But you put yourself in this position, you need to own it. And you need to handle it.
You know, Tony Khan needs an anger interpreter. Remember Key and Peele? Obama had an anger interpreter. Yeah, that's what Tony Khan needs.
This mother right here. Ooh, I wish you would, son. I wish you would.
AEW would be so much more entertaining if he had that.
If
If y'all never looked up Luther, the anger translator, you gotta look that up from Key and Peele.
Need you calm down, Luther. Talk about Michelle and all that junk in the trunk.
I don't know if that. I feel like you just mixed Obama with Clinton a little.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe Scarlett wants Drew's sword. What in the world? Drew is gone. Tony needs to put his foot down on Punk and the EVPs. He acts too much like a wide-eyed fan. Speak on it. Speak on it. Dro, easy man, be kinder. Yeah, true. I hope he doesn't leave. He's going to his old home called Impact. Dang. You're one of the favorites. Electra Lopez should attack Zelina. Come on, Zay. Come on, my man.
That's exactly what needs to happen. That's exactly what needs to happen.
Let me tell you something. Because we said it in one of the videos. I do not like the LWO. That's what they are right now. Look, God, Phantasma has faces. I can't stand it. I don't trust it. They're heels through and through. And I'll tell you how big heels they are. They picked up Electra Lopez on NXT and literally pulled around the corner and booted her out. Pulled up in SmackDown and picked up somebody else. They went to Malachi Black and said, hey, we're going to take you woman real quick. Come on, girl. It's like Mr. T in Rocky 3. Hey, woman. Hey, woman. Come on over here. Show what a real man can do. That's what it was.
That's how we met.
It was what it was, man. So, yeah, I think Alexa Lopez, she ain't doing a whole heck of a lot on NXT. I would love for her to show up on SmackDown. Knock Zelina cold. And you know I love me some Zelina. And then pull Legado del Fantasma back into the fold of the heels.
No, it's so dramatic how you just said that. Of the heels.
I'm just saying, man. I love that idea. Somebody needs to make it happen. The Drew Blackout is that. Liv Morgan, Seth, and KO did the same thing. Yes, indeed. And that's what I'm saying. What do you think is the reasoning behind this? Yes, they did do it. And we saw some character changes along the way. Is my man trying to say something? You don't do this just because.
How long did they do it for, though? Like,
it's kind of stupid.
It's been a minute, right? It's been like a whole day or 2 days. How long has it been?
It's been a few days. I seem to be high whenever he's on TV. Oh, Tony's a fan, not a boss. Yeah, I mean,
yes, that is true.
That's kind of a shame. He's letting other people run the asylum. And if I'm a boss, which I am, at my job, I cannot let these people tell me how things are going to go.
Right, exactly. You just can't. Hire someone else. He should hire someone else to run the company, and then he could be there. You know what I mean? Because he just doesn't have the backbone, it doesn't seem.
No. In fact, I had a situation I had to call a vendor last week. And the vendor went to one of somebody else. Says, oh, you got to call them about their checks. And I'm like, why are they talking to you about their check? So I was annoyed. So I call them. Like, yeah, we haven't gotten, like, hey, first of all, I just got your statement, like, this week. And you're complaining because you just gave it to me. That's not my fault.
Right.
You just gave it to me. And I said, I don't even have it for this month. Well, I gave it to this. Why did you give it to this person? At what point did I tell you to give it to that person? Do they pay you? No.
See boss A right here? This boss A right here, when he boss up.
I'm saying I'm the one that literally put your check together,
maybe
son.
You could be Tony Khan's anger interpreter.
I'd be more than happy to. Because CM Punk is real good with cutting promos. And I'm going to tell CM Punk because I think he can appreciate the bluntness, if you will. Show up next week or you don't have a job. You can go to UFC. Oh no, that failed, didn't it? Yeah, that didn't do too good for you, did it, CM Punk? No. WWE's not calling you either, are they? No. Maybe WoW needs a referee. You go work with your wife. Yeah, no, get to work, son.
Wow.
Come on in. And again, I go through the EVPs. This is how things are going to go.
We're gonna super chat.
So there it is.
There you go.
Aaron Drew, what's up, Aaron Drew?
Thank you, thank you.
What's going down, Aaron? We appreciate that. And circle message. Drew not leaving WWE. He has a match of the year candidates for almost all this year. So it can't be creative. And Seth, when he turned heel, also blacked out his Twitter and Instagram and removed WWE. So there you go.
Oh.
This is what I'm saying. Are we talking about a character change, a heel turn? Is he feeling some type of way about the creative direction of him not getting that championship gold? Is he about to bounce? Yes, some other people did it. So are we about to see a heel turn of epic proportions?
Learn something new every day. Thank you for educating me, Aaron.
Because here's the deal. If we're about to see this heel change, I figured this is the way to do it. I kind of thought that was going to happen with him and Sheamus. And he was like, what's the deal? Supposed to be friends, have a pint, call it a day. He's supposed to be the good guy.
Right.
He sung the song with old boy, the boxer, after that match, after he lost.
Right.
Getting the crowd into it. If he's going to turn heel, go big or go home. You got to get noticed again.
Yeah.
So this is probably the way to do it. Thank you, Aaron Drew, for that super chat. We appreciate that very much. I feel like Drew could be doing that as a way to get a better contract. Maybe. Drew probably is not happy with creative, but let's be honest. He's a good wrestler, but he ain't got no gold. He ain't got no gold. He should be going after, I think, maybe Theory. That'd be a good challenge for Theory.
Oh my gosh, no, Nation of Domination, don't let him start talking about LWO. Because then we're gonna be on here for another hour.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh, just Alex.
I'll talk to you later about that Nation of Domination. It's hard for me to hold back, but I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna hold back. Little advice, like to be a team. I mean, I'm all right with it. If they are, let's see what they got. WWE will throw Drew some Ronda Rousey money and promise him a world title run. He ain't going anywhere. What world title?
If he comes back heel, I mean, Sheamus and them weren't they supposed to be heel originally anyway? We know Sheamus does heel well. So, I mean, I think that if he had all them behind him, that he could get a title run.
What I'm saying, you got to split these titles up, man.
Yeah, you have to. You. This is ridiculous.
Like, seriously, it's way past time. And I got to be honest with you. As much as I didn't like the Usos carrying 2 belts, it looked better than Sami and KO carrying 2. They look ridiculous carrying 2 belts. I don't know why. They just do.
No, they couldn't pull it off because they're not part of the bloodline.
They just do. It just doesn't make any sense. Give more money. For some reason, Sami can't go to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, he does not do Saudi Arabia at all. At all. I don't agree. Viking Raiders attack from behind and they lose the matches. Yeah. Which kind of sucks because this is the best the Viking Raiders have ever been. Truthfully. It's funny, Tony
He
Khan.
said he's definitely a crackhead. That's funny.
Wow. Looking for Carmella and Maurice. We missed our truth, man.
Man,
I really do.
Carmella together was the best. I think for both of them, it was some of the best stuff. They were a great team.
Had to do it, just Alex. I know you love you some CM Punk, but that's pretty much. At this point, can I get some sharks with some laser beams attached to their freaking heads? Okay, this is Tony Khan. He's like, I'm the boss, and nobody's listening to him. That's his. I see Dr. Evil's. I hear his voice when I see Tony Khan's face. He just, wow, that happened. Okay, moving on. That's Tony Khan.
Maybe he has anxiety about confrontation.
Then, bro, get somebody else as your. You get a Triple H. Then, if you can't handle it, if you are not confrontational, then text your enforcer, text your Luther. This person has full authority on behalf of Tony Khan. Hey, what's going on? Alad Al-Dafrawi. If I mispronounced that, I apologize. I hope I did it correct.
Aloha?
Spotlight Turnbuckle entrance, Drew McIntyre. We'll see what happens. I'm very much looking forward to this heel turn. Denicio, what's going down? Let's get in world order, ain't it? LWO for life. Not this LWO.
Landscaping world order.
That's not right.
That's not right.
That ain't it.
But as much as they're losing, it might as well be.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, as much as they're losing right
they
now.
are losing. And technically, Zelina is still the queen. Yeah, she did more in that match by taking a little something to Rhea Ripley, who, by the way, is also the SmackDown Women's Champion. Why is she still flipping and flopping out here with this?
Yeah.
Isn't that what Charlotte would be doing? I don't understand what's happening right now. It's very confusing, and I don't like it. Rhea Ripley should have been out there with the belt. She's a heel. She should have clocked Zelina with that belt. All LWO does right now is losing, and it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us one title WB, the 2 tag belts look great. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's way past time to go ahead and stop with that.
Hey, can we get a different design? Seriously? Those tag title belts are just some ugly nickels.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Again, we have decades of wrestling design belts. This is the best we got? It's trash. All right, y'all. I know I'm crazy, Jaden. I know. Roman Reigns will reach 1,000 days on May 27th, which is Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
It really does feel like he said Salty Arabia, but I'm pretty sure he said Saudi.
I said Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. And I'm fine with him reaching that point. I don't see anybody in the near future getting there. As with every decade, we always think there can't be another Hogan. There can't be another Macho Man. There can't be another Stone Cold or Rock or Triple H or John Cena. Every decade has its somebody. Right now we got Roman Reigns. At some point, we'll have another something that'll reach a pinnacle of some sort. And I'm glad that he will reach it. And probably the only way he probably could do it is on a part-time schedule.
All right.
As much as it sucks, it is what it is. So, do we either the Michael Jordan or the Kobe Bryant right now while Impact is bright? I mean, I feel you, Drum. Everybody's got to have their thing. Nothing wrong with Impact. Nothing wrong with it. You went there. He reminds me of a Viking or a Virgin Wrestling fan.
But really, he is just a wrestling fan at heart.
This is great. I've never.
But think about
weird
it.
feelings are happening inside
Shut up.
right now.
Think about it. Honestly, Tony Khan is the ultimate wrestling fan. And he was like, you know what, Vince? I feel like you're ruining it. So we're just going to have more wrestling that could actually compete because you shouldn't own wrestling. And that's a pioneer thinking, the same way that Elon Musk was like, you know what? I don't want to go to NASA. I'm just going to drive myself to the moon. That's insane who thinks that way. Tony Khan wasn't just like, oh, well, I used to love wrestling, but Vince ruined it. He was like, I still love wrestling. I'm going to build something that other wrestlers and other people who love wrestling could come and enjoy, and it doesn't all have to be Vince. You have to give him props for that, regardless of if he looks like he's on crack or a virgin or whatever. That's amazing. How many of us, as much as we complain about WWE or Vince, are like, we'll just make our own wrestling show from the ground up? That's such a bold thing to do.
That's it. Shut this down. Let's get it. Yeah. We're gonna start our own show. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's called Kick-Ass Wrestling. That's what we're calling it. Kick-Ass Wrestling.
Is Bone Crusher like the announcer?
We're gonna get good old JR on that show too. Welcome to Kick-Ass Wrestling, folks. I'm good old JR. I'm here with my broadcast colleague. I don't know.
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher. Yeah.
And she looked at me. Yes, you.
That's fine. I don't care if you're a wrestling fan. We're all wrestling fans to some degree. But you're a boss.
Oh, she tried to leave.
And we watched, like we said, with All Access, it literally says Tony Khan, CEO, head of creative, chief operating officer. He's all of it. So you're the boss. Act like it, bro. CM Punk should have been back. Even if you're injured. We saw people who were injured that were still involved in something. If you're a boss, be a boss. And show these people how it's done.
But you can't use that title because it's copyrighted.
We need another honorary Oos. I don't know who it's going to be.
It's right here.
Oh, come on, man. What? You just, ow.
I didn't even hit you that hard.
Oh, this ball hit it. Won't even show up at all. Don't get me started on that, Zay. Don't get me started on The Rock. I'm sick of talking about him. Sick of it. Wouldn't mind Seth Rollins wrestling Reigns and Saudi Arabia every time Roman defended the title against Rollins. Seth won by DQ. Pinfall. Roman needed to get his win.
I mean, here, I've said this before, Alex, and honestly, the build up to Roman and Seth should have been way better. Because of COVID, because of whatever was going on, you literally threw Seth in there, 1 week before? You gave us 1 week. And when we know that really they could have did that much better. They were already kind of doing it, but the fact that they rushed it, we got robbed of that. And I do think that they could build that up real nicely, especially if he loses the bloodline and he's standing solo, which is him and Paul. I think Seth could really, kind of get in his head and mess with them. Like, so where are all your people now? Huh? Ha ha ha. Like you. You know what I mean? Like, I think that could be a nice buildup. I wouldn't be mad at that.
If they were going to do it, though, this is like I was saying with Cody coming back, it has to be organic. So I know we were talking earlier about LA Knight winning Money in the Bank. I think Seth, if you really want to get him in the conversation, whatever happens in the draft, if you're not going to switch him to SmackDown, there has to be an organic way for him to get on the path to Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be. And I don't know what that is going to be, or something happens with the title belts and they finally get split up. I'm perfectly fine with Seth being the WWE champion on Raw.
Right.
And I wouldn't be mad at that. I don't like things feeling forced. That was the only issue I had with Cody returning. Everything just felt like it was a waste of everybody else's time because we all knew this was going to go Cody's way.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't go Cody's way. Kind of happy about that in a way. Because it kind of, because I said Triple H liked to swerve. So he didn't get that win. And all of a sudden, here comes Brock. Now we got this whole Brock problem. So that diverges Cody. If Seth is going to get there, going through The Miz ain't it. I can tell you that.
Right.
Even though The Miz is a former world champion. Nothing against The Miz. But the path to Roman ain't through The Miz. But, they got to figure it out. If they do, I'll be here for it. Man. Hey, what's up, Man?
Hey.
Once
Man,
Tiffany
Man.
Stratton. No. No. I think Tiffany Stratton still has to sharpen herself on NXT.
I hope not. I'm not a big fan.
I think it's too soon.
I don't know why. I just don't. You know, some people rub me the wrong way. She's one of them.
Kick-ass wrestling. Call. There you go. Call. Call. Folks, welcome to Call. Jim Ross here reporting to you for some call. Call. He's got a ring to it, right?
Maybe that needs to be our other show.
Kick-ass wrestling with Bone Crusher. That's what I'm talking about. All right. I think that's about. So it sucks as an enforcer, dude. I mean, that's all he got. That's all he got. And I think he's good at it.
I like him.
Little Samoan Spike. It ain't nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
I know Rod called him the Hamburglar. His daughter doing more than him right now. And his daughter's green as grass.
Raquel should win Money in the Bank. I mean,
Raquel who? Raquel who?
I mean, if her character wasn't so boring, of course we're gonna want to see the Raquel and Rhea match, but Raquel is so boring. She's just so boring right now.
It's no good. It's no good. Like, because again, we've said it so many times. We saw what you were capable of over here.
Right.
And then you brought over here, and it's just like, who are you? I don't even recognize you. I don't like you. And I liked you over here.
Right.
I'm happy that they're tag team champions. I don't love that they're tag team champions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Do you think Monday Mandy Rose would have been called back by now if she didn't get released? I don't know. She really did well for herself in NXT. She really did.
Yeah.
But but here's the thing.
I don't know.
She was doing what she was doing.
She was thinking on the main roster.
It was going to come out anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So we're roosters now.
Caw! Yeah. See, she smiles too much. Overkill doesn't smile. And it worked for Brock, and I was scared, and that's what I said. My feeling with Brock is exactly how I feel about the LWO when he turned cowboy. I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is. I'm scared right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to flip out at any moment, and he didn't. It took me a long time to get acclimated to this cowboy Brock. Then what happens? Boom. We get back to the beast. And I'm telling you, that's exactly what's going to happen with the LWO.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I don't like it. I don't trust it. And then, boom.
Boom.
They're going to drop Rey Mysterio. Mark my words.
Thank you guys so much for coming. We always appreciate it when you guys come and hang out with us on Saturday. We know it's getting late, especially for those of you on the East Coast. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for commenting and always keeping it respectful even when we disagree. We appreciate you.
And not those racist crows, just Alex, from Dumbo. Oh, that'll be the day I see an elephant fly. You know what I'm talking about. I can say that. You can't say that.
I know. I was thinking, I don't think that's a chicken, but I couldn't think of which bird it was at the moment.
Movie Queen, we will not speak of Cain Velasquez in here. He has some issues. And we will leave it at that. Thank you guys, like she said, for joining us for our Saturday Nights Live event on Sunday. Come back tomorrow. We will be here for Monday Night Raw. 1 hour, the last hour of Raw, live watch along, and the review right afterwards. My man, Just Alex, will also be doing I'm assuming, I don't want to speak for you.
Usually about an hour, hour and a half out from
Just
the show.
Alex, are you doing a review of tomorrow night's Raw? Give us some Macho Man. You know, Nation Domination, let me tell you something. All right? There was somebody in the comments here. Ooh, yeah. Who had the nerve to say a little something about the Macho Man Randy Savage's impression here. And I didn't dig it. And the lovely Elizabeth here had to let them know about themselves. Yeah, I'm the cream of the crop. You understand that? and he had to get in this grandstand and his hot dog and didn't hear.
I just want to say that anybody who hears this Macho Man and says you need to stop, you do a bad Macho Man, you didn't watch the real Macho Man. Because that doesn't make, like, we both actually watched Macho Man back then. You are tripping if you don't think this is a good Macho Man. Exit that way.
Right here. Yeah, let me go ahead and get the glasses. Yeah. And I'm talking to you, Hulk Hogan. You understand that? I hate your guts. The superpowers, the mega powers, too funky to be sour. Ooh, yeah, dig it.
Oh, you got his neck going, that whole.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Anyway, guys, I got to take a throat lozenge because that does hurt. All right, so Just House will be doing his review. We'll be doing our thing. So please come back for some more A&B combos.
Wrestling edition.
Bone Crusher.
Thanks, Just Alex, for stopping in and hanging with us.
You want to say goodbye to the people? She ain't coming out. I don't know what happened to her. All right, guys. Thank you. We love you. Thank you to everybody that super chatted, honestly, for supporting us in the way that you do, because you do not have to. But we so appreciate that you do. Everything that you do does go back into this channel. Thank you to our members for going above and beyond. Everybody that just stopped in to say hi and chat. We love you all, and we mean that. So please come back tomorrow night. I don't know. Yeah, Bone Crusher ain't coming.
No.
That's it for us, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bone Crusher.